It's a large organization there.
What you will read about is the rival Black Peach Stones spread all over the place after that nation was created in 1966 to have their own alliance. In 1966, the disciples became heavily active in their communities, opening fundraisers, legitimate businesses, and enforcing school policies to keep kids in school. Maybe some of that money went to illegal activities, but a great deal of it went to helping the community. The disciples were also tied to the civil rights groups and fought against civil rights injustices. And even in that summer of 1966, the disciples tried to start a peace treaty with the Rangers. This peace treaty didn't last, but at least it was a large attempt. In the year of 1967, the Woodlawn organization was awarded $927, which was handed out to the Black Stone Rangers and the Black Disciples to operate job training centers for neighborhood youths in Woodlawn. In these programs, they were both disciple and ranger instructors and students in the classrooms. And sometimes gang fights and shootings would happen in classes. Black Peace Stones and disciples squashed their beef in May of 1968, though, but it would only last for days until May 8th. David Barksdale was out around 65th and Ellis in the Woodlawn area. When detectives showed up and talked to him, Barksdale told the cops that Ellis rebel Stones, the only Stone group in West Woodlawn, was out to kill him. So he did a test and led the cops to the end of the alley. And sure enough, the Stones opened fire and shot at David. The Stones were then arrested, but this also ended the peace treaty. In the year of 1968, war began between the disciples and the Supreme Gangsters.
Is that snitching? Is that snitching? Solo, you there?
Yeah, who's snitching?
Is that snitching? David Barksdale was posted on the corner. The Laws pulled up on him. He tell the Laws like he think that the Black Stone Rangers trying to kill him. He tell it oh yeah, run it back. All right, bet.
Stone group in West Woodlawn was out to kill him. So he did a test in the Woodlawn area. When detectives showed up and talked to him, Barksdale told the cops that Ellis rebel Stones, the only Stone group in West Woodlawn, was out to kill him. So he did a test and led the cops to the end of the alley. And sure enough, the Stones opened fire and shot at David. The Stones were then arrested, but this also ended the peace treaty. In the year of 1968, war began between the disciples and the Supreme Gangsters.
That's snitching, ain't it?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, that's snitching. That's snitching though. Yeah.
You just got them niggas. You got them niggas attempted murder on you and attempted murder on the cops because the cops was behind you and they shooting.
Yeah.
You put them niggas in a hell of a trick bag. That ain't even cool, bro.
That's cool.
But then the nigga he was in fifth for his life. I don't condone it, but he was in fifth for his life and he wasn't lying. They were trying to kill him.
He was right on the other street.
Yeah.
He was on the other street. And good thing the law pulled up on his motherfucking ass. You know what I'm saying? Because as soon as the law pull up, man, I'm in fear for my life. I think these niggas trying to kill me right there. Let me see. That nigga walked down that motherfucking alley.
And the bad part about it, them niggas didn't even give a fuck the law was there. They probably seen the law.
Probably seen the law, still busted at that nigga.
Mm-hmm.
How'd that nigga miss them shots, though? That's what I want to know. That nigga got the fuck out of Dodge. David Barksdale always got him in the picture with the bandana tied with the curl on his head. You know what I'm saying? They always got him he always got like a dude, like a pimp or some shit on his head.
You know, Pippin ain't dead. Niggas just scared, man.
Yeah, Pippin ain't dead. Pippin ain't dead. He just moved to the web.
Yeah. Back in them days, them niggas were really pimping too.
Yeah, really pimping, yeah.
And gang banging at the same time.
And gang banging. Mm-hmm. Nigga pimping, gang banging, selling crack. Nigga do everything. Nigga do it all. Nigga, jack of all trades.
And Larry Hoover became a target for assassination attempts. He was shot on 2 occasions. Then, on September 4th, 1968, a third attempt was made. On this day, Englewood was on high alert as disciples, gangsters, and Stones were packing guns and ready to shoot each other. At Parker High School, members of the Supreme Gangsters and the Disciples were especially ready to get in drama against each other. Even Barn Disciple member James Highsmith and Disciple co-founder Leonard Longstreet entered Parker High School even though they weren't students. The two then spotted Larry Hoover outside of the principal office, and Highsmith walked past them and smiled as Longstreet shouted out, "Burn him." Highsmith pulled out a .32 pistol and shot Larry Hoover and 2 others nearby. No one was killed, but Highsmith was convicted of the shooting and sentenced to 5 years in prison. During the fall season of 1968, the guns were blazing all over the South Side as disciples, gangsters, and Stones were all at each other's necks as bodies was dropping too. This led to a temporary truce between the 3 organizations, but this truce didn't last too long. One thing to understand is that the leadership and founders did not want any more violence and were actually friends. This was a friendship of original Black P. Stones, Devil Disciples, and Supreme Gangsters. The leaders and founders were not interested in war. During the same year of 1968, Jeff Fort and the Black P. Stones were ranking in thousands of dollars. This money was coming in from government grants. Larry Hoover's alliance with Jeff Fort had gone sour, and now Hoover met with David Barksdale. The two groups established an alliance that had a title known as the Black Gangster Disciple Nation. The Black Gangster Disciple Nation consisted of the Gangster Nation, which was the Supreme Gangsters, and their gangster allies. These gangsters were to be led by Larry Hoover. The Disciples were now known as the Black Disciples, and this was the alliance of all the disciple gangs led by David Barksdale. Prince Oldtimer was appointed to be the Prince of the Disciples, while Tennessee was the Prince of the Gangsters. Again, this was just an alliance, but it was a combined
Recordings just got better.
concept alliance, unlike the one between the Stones and the Gangsters.
In 1969, we combined forces and we established 2 kings and 2 princes. I was very instrumental in the disciples and the gangsters coming together.
What up for show?
When I went to jail in 1968 for failure to register a gun and unlawful use of a weapon, I met David Barksdale while I was in the House of Correction.
What up for show? What
We
up?
was at
What up?
odds when we first met. After a while, he began to love me and I began to love him as my brother. When I came out of jail in 69, Hoover was ambassador of the Stones. We had a nation meeting of the gangsters, and I said I wasn't going to be no Stone. That night, Hoover called Jeff Ford and told him that he could no longer be a Stone or ambassador of the Stone. About 6 months later, 6 or 7 months later, with me talking to Larry and me also keeping in contact with David, I had a chance to bring them together. And we sat and we decided that it would be an equal partnership. That's how it got to be 2 kings and 2 princes.
Many disciples and gangsters considered themselves as BGDs or Black Gangster Disciples. Most of them fell in love with the BGD title. In the year of 1969, Vice Lords, Black P. Stones, and BGDs all got together to form a coalition known as the Lord Stones and Disciples, or LSD. This was a unity of gangs so they could march on the government and demand equal rights. Since 1968, David Barksdale had been working with the leaders of the Black P. Stones on several failed peace treaties, and by June of 1970, another weak peace treaty was in effect. But this was broken on June 7th, 1970, when David Barksdale was shot.
That nigga stay with that Duke on, bro. My nigga, he gonna have that. You got David Barksdale fucked up. What up,
You ain't never won one of them, fam?
Hell no. I ain't never had one of them, fam. But I had a finger wave when I was young.
It's the same shit.
My cousin, I was like 7 years old, bro. Mar motherfucking ass, bro. Mar put a finger wave in my motherfucking head, bro.
That's the same shit.
Nah, that ain't the same shit, bro. That his shit like a little. That nigga got that motherfucking that one curl in the front of that motherfucker. You know what I'm talking about? That one curl.
He just got that relaxer to make his hair straight. That's it.
He got that relaxer to make the hair straight. He said that used to be the style.
Yeah.
He keep that little bandana tied. Got an earring. He pimping, game banging, and selling crack.
Yoda having a finger wave is crazy. Hey, look, I ain't gonna cap, fam. I had one of those too. I ain't gonna lie.
My nigga, that shit was crazy, my nigga. Hey, what man, them finger waves are different.
Mine wasn't called a finger wave though. Mine was called a wave freeze.
Oh, you had the waves all. Yeah, your shit was matted, wasn't it?
Yeah, my grandma used to send me to her salon.
What up, Tracy's hot though?
My grandma used to send me to her salon to get that motherfucker. Nigga, boy, go out in that sun. That bitch start coming loose.
The ladies get.
Huh?
That's what the women get.
What?
The freezes.
No, the finger wave, nigga.
The finger wave.
My shit, it was kind of like waves, but it was froze hard like a finger wave, but it was like waves.
Okay.
It was just a bunch of big waves. It wasn't a little finger wave looking shit what they do with their finger. It was more like with a comb where it made waves. So it looked like my whole head was full of waves, but it was froze like a finger wave.
It was froze like a finger wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah.
It's the same shit.
Looking at egg with a say no, man. I had that. That shit was a dude, man. But you know, you was a kid, bro. I was a kid, bro. I ain't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was a kid too. Jut act like he ain't never had one. Jut probably had an S curl.
Who?
Jut.
Yeah, Jut probably had an S curl. Yeah, he probably had that. He probably had that Jerry curl.
That's so glow.
Yeah, he probably had that S curl. I ain't never had no S curl, fam.
I had one.
Ain't never had no S curl. When we was young, we all had long hair. When we was kids, bro, all the boys had long hair. My nigga, they used to do all type of shit to the nigga. But that one, finger wave, I ain't have a lot of hair. Nigga ain't need a lot of hair to get the finger wave. It was just all right. You know what I'm saying? He ain't need much. What else? Jerry Carroll wearing ass.
I told you Jay had a curl. So glow. I'm sick of Jet motherfucking ass.
My nigga had the soul glow. That nigga, that's crazy. He said, I used to walk around like the heartbeat. Nigga, that's crazy, my nigga. Everybody, nigga, they used to be the dude. Hey, I never had the Gumby. I never had the Gumby.
I never had the Gumby either.
I ain't never had the Gumby. I think my brother Cello had a Gumby. Cello definitely had the Gumby.
Yeah, Smoke. I know. Pops had y'all S curled up, boy, looking good. Nah,
it's crazy, my nigga. For real. Say, you know, the Gumby, got that little part, that Bobby Brown haircut. Yeah. Nigga, for real. Nigga, them S curls. Nigga, that's crazy. And you know, back then that was a style.
Yeah, that was a style. That shit is actually coming back, bro, slowly. Everything that happened back then is coming back.
So a nigga walk around right now with S curl.
It's somebody walking around with a curl. A couple of somebody's probably, I guarantee you.
Hey. Do they got the gazelles on? The gazelles? What's them shades called?
They might got the gazelle. They might got them gazelles on too. Ain't no probably one of them old niggas.
Ooh,
Shit.
that nigga better not have on the matching the windbreaker suit. He better not have on the windbreaker suit.
And they got the whole MCM suit on.
No, man. Oh my
That
god.
nigga Corey say his daddy still rock his curl.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, man. Oh,
They
no, summertime.
got
man.
the whole MCM suit on that bitch. With them gazelles on.
Nigga, what sweat they cleaning the bitch?
with them British Knights.
British Knights. Got the British Knights or them Adidas.
Or them troops. Yeah.
That boy GP Rico, whatever that nigga name is, was rocking the curl. He was rocking the curl. That's the easy E shit.
That shit coming back, bro. It's gonna come back. Why? You gonna start sending niggas with curls? Not me though.
Curls for the girls.
It's too high in Texas for a curl. Nigga gonna be cooking like oil, nigga. In the skin.
Oh shit. This shit crazy, man. This shit crazy. Every time they show this nigga be that nigga hairdo, he always got it. They had him fucked up.
Just because my nigga staying fly. Shit, nigga.
That nigga staying fly.
You gotta stay fly, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga killing niggas and everything. Nigga like this, nigga look like nigga pull up like this. I swear to God, look like he gonna pull out one of them butterfly knives on your ass.
He gonna start breakdancing with nigga.
Nigga gonna flip that bitch. That nigga gonna flip that bitch. What you say?
What you say, young blood? He gonna put that bitch like some nunchucks. I'm sick of you already, man.
My nigga, for real. My nigga, that nigga gonna kill you with a butterfly knife. Nigga, got him fucked up. Nah, I don't want to shoot.
That nigga Rizzo said you can rock a curl now with the new son we got. That nigga Rizzo crazy as shit.
Nigga, not the new son. That nigga, well, my money, ho. Straight pimping like a motherfucker. He straight, he gorilla pimping.
Yeah, for real.
He put the slap down on a bitch. Bitch, I said, where my money?
He on that South Walker.
Yeah, he on that South Walker. Ooh-wee.
Yeah. Bitch better have my money.
Bitch better have my money like a motherfucker.
Inside at a bar in 848 West 69th Street, 69th and Peoria in the Englewood neighborhood, the accidental shooters were the Black P. Stones. One of the Stones actually dropped a rifle and it went off, striking Barksdale. Larry Hoover was there with Barksdale when the shooting started, and Larry Hoover acted quickly after Barksdale.
Oh, man.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale, the all-in-one.
And racing him to St. Bernard's Hospital in Englewood, and he was actually credited in saving Barksdale's life that day. He suffered a gunshot wound from an M14 bullet, which was in his side and passed through his kidney, causing permanent damage. And this would be a pivotal part in the story for the Disciples. Before the 1970s, Cabrini Green was ran by various different gangs, with a good number of Cobra Stones or Disciples running some of the building or parts of the building. In the early 1970s, a bid for domination of these projects began, and first called went in the news when 2 police officers were shot in one of the project buildings. There was an existing war between the Black Deuces and the Cobra Stones that prompted the police to investigate. This is how serious this war was becoming. In 1971, Richard Strong, the Cabrini Green Disciples founder, started a group called the Blacks, which was a civil rights group that aimed to help people of Cabrini Green facing injustices. Eventually, the Blacks and the Deuces were merged together and eventually merged into the Disciples. In the early 1970s, investigations into the street gangs using government funding for illegal activities, as they now had evidence to convict high-ranking gang members from the Black P. Stones. In 1971, top leaders of the Black P. Stones were officially charged, and by 1972, Jeff Ford was sentenced to 4 years in prison. The investigations didn't stop with the Stones, though. Investigators went after vice lords.
Okay, so Jeff Ford started the Stones. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Seemed like Jeff Ford started the Stones. And I guess David Barksdale started the Black Disciples. And I guess Larry Hoover started the Gangster Disciples. Okay.
All we gotta do
and shut down their legitimate businesses.
Yeah, ask the chat. Yeah, is that how they go? Chat. You understand?
Okay, yeah.
Yes, sir. You're right. Okay, bet. Okay.
And then they aimed their crosshairs at the Black Gangster Disciples. Authorities ended up getting Mingo to testify before the grand jury against his own organization. However, no charges were brought upon the Disciples, but government funding was cut off. Stones and vice lords had members testify against their own gangs too in these proceedings, and caused the vice lords and Stones to face prison time. But Mingo's testimony failed to convict anyone. Instead, Mingo was severely beaten on the streets by disciples for snitching on his own kind, and the same exact money that convicted the Stones somehow didn't get the disciples convicted, even though both groups was technically mismanaging funds. It just seemed like the government had more interest in the Stones. Not only that, the disciples didn't seek out this money. It was kind of forced on them as equal payments to not favor Stones. In the year of 1971, the disciples began to fall into disorganization, and groups of the disciples began not honoring the Black Gangster Disciple Nation, and even feud with other disciple groups. There were those that wanted to overthrow Larry Hoover, and there were other disciples that didn't like the gangsters because the old war with the gangsters. A harsh conviction, though, did come on the Black Gangster Disciples in 1973. It was on February 26, 1973, when Larry Hoover ordered the death of William Young, aka Pookie, who was a 19-year-old drug dealer in the neighborhood that stole drugs and money from the Black Gangster Disciples. Andrew Howard killed him on behalf of Larry Hoover, and it all happened at 68th and Union in the Englewood neighborhood in an alley. Young was shot 6 times in the head, and on March 16th, 1973, both men were arrested and charged with the murder. And by November 5th, 1973, Hoover and Howard were sentenced to 150 years in prison. As Larry Hoover was now sitting in prison, David Barksdale's health was declining. Since he was shot in 1970, his kidneys needed to be replaced, and his brother was his kidney donor. David Barksdale, though, did not live like he had a kidney replacement because he was going against the doctor's orders, and now his health was declining rapidly. David Barksdale's kidneys were slowly shutting down, and on September 2nd, 1994, David Barksdale died from his injuries. The fond memory will live on of King David as a positive leader that truly worked hard to better the lives of disciples and people in the community. But make sure you stay tuned for part 2, because in that video, we'll be going over what happened after David Barksdale, aka King David, died. And the GDs and BDs was split up after some crazy events happened. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next.
Okay. Good video, man. I enjoyed. Let me make sure. You know what I'm saying? I like that. Yeah. What video? What you say you got over there, man?
What
you got over there?
No, that's personal for me. And you. Yeah, that's personal for me and you.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you gonna take the wheel or what?
No, you got it.
My shit already fucking up.
That's all right. We'll deal with it tonight.
Battery low?
Cause I'm gonna be jumping up, running, and moving and shit.
All right, bet. You understand me? That was okay. That was that. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we're gonna go. Oh, okay. Go to cartel land.
What up, 400? Shit, cooling, bro.
What up, 400? What they do, my boy? What they do, bro? There we go. Square business.
El Mencho had the upper hand.
Y'all know I love my cartel shit, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm stuck on the screen.
No, you ain't.
Yeah, Jeff Ford got out. Jeff Ford got out and I think. So Jeff Ford got out in 2021. Oh shit. Say you think. And so they got one of them. They got one of the originals out there. But them young niggas gone ham. Them niggas probably too close to be reached. I mean, too far to be reached. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
El Mencho had the upper hand over everyone in Mexico, from small-time officers to high-ranking politicians.
And all that violence is only to have leverage in the negotiations with the government, with politicians, right? They create these kind of chaos to go and sit with a local politician and say, like, okay, do you want more, or shall we negotiate this stuff?
Everyone knew the CJNG is in control of the government, not the other way around. Now, it seems like Mencho's bloated empire is coming to a brutal end, as he is getting a taste of his own bitter medicine. His family is getting arrested at an alarming rate, and rumors of Mencho's serious health issues are piling up. Is this the end of the brutal CJNG? Let's explore.
Appreciate that, Rick Money.
It was August 2016, and two Chapados were celebrating a birthday. Ivan Guzman, age 35, and his 29-year-old brother Jesus had spent the entire week indulging in the pleasures of the resort city.
Hey.
As Sunday, the eve of Ivan's 36th birthday unfolded, they secured a reservation at the prestigious La Leche restaurant for their celebratory gathering. There was no question about it. El Chapo's sons could get a reservation anywhere in Mexico, accompanied by 6 men and 9 women, all dressed impeccably. They occupied a grand candlelit table at the heart of the immaculately white room. Champagne flowed as they joyfully serenaded Ivan with happy birthday. As the night drew to a close, though, their festivities were abruptly interrupted when 6 armed men, wielding assault rifles, barged in a swift and calculated move. One of the assailants forced Ivan to his knees, delivering a vicious blow to his ribs that sent him sprawling to the ground. Jesus. Alfredo found himself with a firearm pressed against his temple. Within moments, the brothers and their male companions were forcibly escorted outside to awaiting SUVs, leaving the women unharmed but shaken.
Damn.
Wells Fargo has enabled small businesses.
It's crazy that you can walk right into Mexico, bro, ass here. You ain't even a law. Nigga do a nigga like that in Mexico. It's crazy. Just crazy, man. Pathetic. That's a cartel
The
business.
entire ordeal transpired in a matter of minutes, described by the restaurant's owner as violent, yet remarkably efficient. And just like that, without a single shot fired, the 2 Sinaloa kingpins were snatched away in the dead of night. Chapo's sons found themselves in hot water by partying in the territory controlled by Sinaloa's newest and fiercest rival, a rising cartel figure known as Ruben Oseguera Cervantes. also known as El Mencho. Besides possibly Rafael Caro Quintero, the notorious Guadalajara drug lord still wanted for the brutal slaying of a DEA agent in 1985, Mencho is arguably the primary focus of America's anti-cartel efforts. As a DEA insider succinctly puts it, it used to be all about Chapo. Now, it's all about Mencho. In just a short span of around 5 years, Mencho's CJNG reached unprecedented heights, achieving in a mere fraction of the time what took Sinaloa a whole generation. This cartel has rapidly expanded its influence, establishing intricate trafficking networks that span dozens of countries across 6 continents, with territorial control extending over half of Mexico, encompassing coastal regions and border areas on both sides of the nation. CJNG's reach is shocking. They even own most of the Michoacan avocado industry. We'll get to that in a bit. A classified intelligence report from Mexican authorities obtained by El Universal newspaper, dubbed CJNG as the most pervasive cartel in the country, specializing in methamphetamine and later fentanyl. CJNG has strategically targeted lucrative markets in Europe and Asia while maintaining a discreet presence in the United States. This strategic approach has allowed the cartel to amass an enormous war chest, estimated by some experts to be as high as $20 billion. As one former DEA agent, who requested anonymity for safety reasons, points out, these individuals possess substantially greater financial resources than Sinaloa ever did. Another U.S. investigator notes, Mencho's aggressive tactics have proven highly effective thus far, unfortunately, but all that seems to be changing. From 2020, rumors of Mencho's poor health started flooding in, and as of 2024, most of his family is behind bars or questioned by the DEA. Is this the end of the kingpin or just a hiccup, leading to an even bigger fish? We can't talk about El Mencho's fall without talking about his rise.
Tonight, the DEA is offering $10 million for information leading to the arrest of the Mexican kingpin known as El Mencho. He's blamed for a flood of narcotics into the U.S.
El Mencho, real name Nemesio Oseguero Cervantes, was born on July 17, 1966, in Michoacan, to a family of poor avocado farmers. Michoacan is Mexico's most avocado-rich region, and this is where the U.S. and Canada get most of their beloved fruit. But Nemesio's parents weren't well off. In fact, they were living hand-to-mouth, and they didn't see another way for their kids either. Their future was certain: avocado farming. There's another side to the story, and it's crucial to Nemesio's rise to power. From a very young age, he was exposed to cartel violence. A lot of teenagers and avocado farmers in the region were working for cartels to supplement their income. So avocados and violence strangely went hand in hand for him. When he was in 5th grade, Nemesio left school and got a job looking after avocado fields. However, these fields weren't owned by his family or any ordinary people. They were the property of the Milenio Cartel, which was one of the most powerful Mexican cartels at the time. For the Milenio Cartel, the avocado trade was profitable in itself, as they often extorted farmers and seized control of their money. This is relevant. Mencho would do the very same later. However, avocado farming was also a front for trafficking weed, which they were hiding in the fruit carts going into the States. Nemesio was still a young teen when he became involved with smuggling for the Milenio. This would become the breeding ground for his notorious drug empire, the Jalisco New Generation Cartel.
The economical power behind the Cartel Jalisco, they literally started with avocados, so they were farmers. They literally started moving from avocados to chemical precursors to make products like methamphetamine. It's like, okay, so what the U.S. market like? They like their avocados from Mexico and their meth from Mexico.
Aged 18 or 19, Nemesio illegally moved to Northern California, hoping to make more money. It wasn't long before he started selling heroin and meth, but he was arrested twice within 4 years, and the second time, he was deported back to Michoacan, together with his brother Abraham. Interestingly enough, before the arrest, Nemesio warned Abraham that a certain deal was a setup. Nemesio had an eye for these sorts of things, but as Abraham insisted on carrying on, the two got arrested. In his mid-20s, Nemesio was out of prison, had a new nickname, El Mencho, and back with the Milenio Cartel. Except now, a new cartel was dominating Michoacan, and they were more brutal than anyone before them. Their name was Los Zetas. They were an offshoot from the Gulf Cartel, and they were now butchering Gulf sicarios during one of the bloodiest cartel wars in Mexico's history.
They burn these individuals in a 55-gallon drum using diesel because diesel burns slower.
They've had people's heads cut off, thrown into a disco.
They also awarded medals of honor to the most brutal soldiers and encouraged unspeakable torture over quick deaths. Mencho found this inspiring.
So what you saw was a change in the way cartels fought with violence. It was no longer those gang members with shit.
Did you know Sling has your favorite news programs for just $40 a month?
Boy, them niggas, you see what them niggas chop heads, my nigga? Them niggas chop your head off, bro. Throw it in the fire. These niggas gangsters.
Tattoos, fighting with pistols and knives. It was militarized style, fighting like military units. And once they did it, this was spread across to every cartel in Mexico.
Amidst the conflict between Los Zetas and the Milenio cartel, El Mencho made a strategic move to Guadalajara, where he struck a deal with El Chapo. During the late 2000s, El Mencho assumed control of Sinaloa cartel operations in Colima and Jalisco. In 2009, the Milenio cartel suffered a huge crush following the arrest of its leaders. Seizing the opportunity, El Mencho asserted himself as the new leader of the Milenio cartel, sparking a heated debate among contenders vying for the title of kingpin. The Milenio cartel thus splintered into two rival factions, La Resistencia, or the Resistance, and Los Mata Zetas, the Zeta Killers. Mencho was the Zeta Killer. To say El Mencho fought dirty would be an understatement. Of course, no one in the cartel world fights clean, but he took it all to another level. He started a smear campaign against La Resistencia and turned a lot of its members in for extortion. Slowly but surely, La Resistencia was decimated either by brute force or by the police, with information from Mencho. Within a year, El Mencho was the last one standing. By 2010, the Zeta Killers had turned into the CJNG.
The Milenio Cartel splintered over, and one of those splinters was Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, the CJNG.
Within a few years, the CJNG went from being a small territorial expansion to one of the lead was the Zeta Killer. To say El Mencho fought dirty would be an understatement. Of course, no one in the cartel world in Colima and Jalisco. In 2009, the Milenio cartel suffered a huge crush following the arrest of its leaders. Seizing the opportunity, El Mencho asserted himself as the new leader of the Milenio cartel, sparking a heated debate among contenders vying for the title of kingpin. The Milenio cartel thus splintered into two rival factions, La Resistencia, or the Resistance, and Los Mata Zetas, the Zeta Killers. Mencho was the Zeta Killer. To say El Mencho fought dirty would be an understatement. Of course, no one in the cartel world fights clean, but he took it all to another level. He started a smear campaign against La Resistencia and turned a lot of its members in for extortion. Slowly but surely, La Resistencia was decimated either by brute force or by the police, with information from Mencho. Within a year.
Man, so that's crazy. Y'all see how these, man, come on, man. Y'all see how these niggas get down? So this nigga, he going against El Mencho, he fighting against the Los Zetas. At this moment, he the Zeta Killer. He the Los Mata Zetas. So he the nigga, he going against the Zetas and the Resistance, the other group, he just turned them niggas into the laws. Oh yeah, them niggas over there, they selling dope. Yeah, they got bricks and everything over there. He just gave he just gave them up to the laws. Yeah. Y'all can have all of them. So he spread them so thin, so majority of them, they either getting locked up or smoked. The ones that nigga, so they getting locked up and they getting smoked, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Smoking their ass.
Yeah, El Mencho, he just snitched on him. He snitched on the whole. He snitched on him. Yeah, y'all can have them over there. I got this other war. I'm fighting against these niggas. He fighting a war. This nigga doing all against the shit on one side of the field and call up the laws and tell them, yeah, they got these niggas over here. They got bricks over here. They got bricks over there. Yeah, over there they got bricks over there. They got all type of shit going on over there. He sent the DEA over there. Yeah, go get them, lock them niggas up. And whoever they don't lock up, we gonna kill anyway. Nigga, them cartels, them niggas, see, them niggas, the game that these niggas playing, a nigga like us ain't meant to play.
Here, El Mencho was the last one standing. By 2010, the Zeta killers had turned into the CJNG.
The Millennium Cartel splintered over, and one of those splinters was Cartel Jalisco Nueva Generación, the CJNG.
Within a few years, the CJNG went from being a small territorial expansion to one of the leading criminal organizations in the country. El Mencho did this through sheer intimidation, not bribery like Pablo Escobar or El Chapo. Not that these two men did not personally torture people too. It's just that Mencho did more of that and less of the other stuff. And he'd learned this from his enemies Los Zetas. Also, paramilitary uniforms and weapons intimidate rival cartels and the police force.
And in July, footage would emerge of that CGNG convoy. These gunmen call themselves the elite group and pledge allegiance to El Mencho.
They have a very intelligent strategy, which is basically branding themselves and looking like paramilitary power. They do have their full letters, right? The CJNG on their vests. They dress as properly military. They also have these high caliber guns. They have what they call those monstros, which are really basically what handmade tanks, you know?
Mencho employed the very worst people, violent, power-hungry men who take pleasure in hurting others. His armies terrorize officers and civilians, and his men are more like a pack of rabid dogs, jumping at anyone who looks at them the wrong way. At one point, El Mencho had an army of evil clowns who flayed their enemies alive. Honestly, it doesn't get much worse than CJNG employees. By 2017, Mencho was Mexico's #1 enemy and on the DEA's most wanted list.
Tonight, the DEA is offering $10 million for information leading to the arrest of the Mexican drug kingpin known as El Mencho. He's blamed for a flood of narcotics into the U.S.
At this point, he had so much money. He had military equipment just as advanced as the Mexican armies.
The latest cartel target, Mexico's military. The Jalisco New Generation cartel took the fight to the next level, shooting down a military helicopter with a rocket-propelled grenade.
Known by their Spanish acronym CJNG, they are equipped with military weaponry, grenade launchers, drones that drop bombs.
You can skip this stat, but don't skip the part that can help you get the job done. At Grainger, we're here for you with supplies and solutions for every industry. Call, click, or just stop by. Grainger, for the one.
They're using booby traps, landmines, and the armored trucks called monsters.
And indeed, he was going after the army itself.
¿Un dron o qué? ¿Dónde está el dron?
What up, Jones, boy?
Hay un dron.
And when he had it all, Mencho was still unsatisfied. He went to his home state of Michoacan and preyed upon the avocado industry. The CJNG extorts the poor farmers of Michoacan and sends death threats to their families until they freely offer their farms and earnings to the CJNG. Mencho simply followed the trend again. The demand for avocados saw a huge surge in the US, so he infiltrated the farming business in Michoacan. Thousands of innocent farmers and their families died because of it.
In Michoacan, the avocado industry, first they start like taxing them with like 10% of their gains. And then they say like, why it's not easier just to take over? Give me like the property titles or I will kidnap your daughter. I will extort you. If you don't, I'm gonna shoot you.
Before long, Michoacan looked like a giant crime scene. Dead bodies hung from bridges. Others were left on the side of the road without a head. This is what kids saw on their way to school. In a horrible way, the cycle repeats. Nemesio Cervantes was once exposed to the cartel horrors as a young kid. Desperate to escape his family's poverty, he joined the cartel's ranks, already desensitized to violence and thinking this is the only way to get rich. What he's doing is sadly inspiring other young boys to take his path in life. Meanwhile, he's furthering a disgusting propaganda through his sicarios. The CJNG claims they don't do all the nasty things other cartels do. Instead, they're just cleaning the world from scum like them.
What was previously happening is that the Viagras would store the avocado producers. If people didn't pay up, they got killed. The Jalisco cartel is a cartel that doesn't kidnap. The Jalisco cartel doesn't church quotas. The Jalisco cartel doesn't extort, doesn't steal. On the contrary, what we do is clean up society from all those people.
Tragically, they do all of the above and worse. And they're making billions off of it. But their heroic discourse is meant to attract young, vulnerable kids from impoverished backgrounds and keep locals vouching for them, supporting their businesses instead of Sinaloa and other rival cartels. It's just like Pablo Escobar's humanitarian discourse, manipulating millions in the 1990s. Sadly, people still fall for this today. But what goes up must come down. And starting in 2020, Mencho's horrible empire has suffered several blows.
Judy, this is the story of like father, like son. The men oversee Mexico's most feared new generation cartel, according to law enforcement, that controls the vast majority of illicit sold in Metro Chicago. Tonight, the man they call El Mencho is still a fugitive, but his son, the so-called Menchito, has just been extradited from Mexico to face U.S. prosecution.
Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez was extradited in February 2020 when he was 29 on drug and machine gun trafficking charges. According to the DEA, Menchito was only second in command to his dad. Much like Chapo's sons, he was a trusted right-hand man and commander in the CJNG, groomed from a young age by his monster dad. To this day, there is a $10 million reward for any clues leading to El Mencho's arrest. He is wanted for murder, kidnapping, racketeering, and of course, running one of the most powerful empires in the world.
Based on the reward that's out for him, he is a prime DEA target.
Well, there's no doubt about that because he leads one of the most powerful cartels in Mexico, and he's important for us to look at and look at hard.
However, DEA agent Bob L. said even Mencho's son is a huge blow to the CJNG. From a U.S. prison, Menchito won't be able to help his dad run his empire.
Taking off one or two, even significant targets makes a difference. But to really impact the organizations, we need to treat these transnational criminal organizations the same way we treat trafficking organizations and completely dismantle those organizations.
Shortly after, there was this news.
We can take the fight to one of the largest and most dangerous cartels on the planet.
In 2020, 250 CJNG employees were arrested by the DEA. That's right, 250. And around the same time, Mencho's daughter, Jessica, was also arrested on money laundering charges. On June 11th, 2021, she was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for her role in the CJNG. On March 14th, 2022, she was released early on good behavior. She owned J&P Advertising, SA de CV, and JJ Gone SPRDRL de CV, both of which had been designated by the Office of Foreign Assets Control. She also held roles as an officer, director, or agent with Las Flores Cabanas, Mizu Sushi Lounge, Tequila Once Black, and Operadora Los.
This is why I stopped shopping on Amazon. I'm on Amazon.
Famosos, SA de CV, which functioned as Kenzo Sushi. The Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control found that the companies had been linked with the Jalisco New Generation Cartel's transnational drug trafficking ventures. Kingpins like Mencho rely on their most trusted ones to launder money for them. That's the easiest way. Open businesses that look legit enough and use them to launder the endless stream of blowed money coming in. Thankfully, the DEA and other authorities know this, so they'd been keeping an eye on Mencho's family for a long time. Now, his son is in prison for a long time, and his daughter, although released, can't think of laundering money anymore. She knows she's being supervised 24/7 by authorities in both Mexico and the US. After her release, she told the judge, "This has been one of the hardest experiences of my life. I have been separated from my children. I had never been separated. That is why I apologize. And without a doubt, I regret everything I have done that could have caused some damage. I ask your honor to have mercy on my sentence. I know I have made a mistake, but I have learned from it, and I will never repeat it as a mother. I ask for a second chance." And this was not the end of the DEA's blows to the CJNG.
Y lo van a traer a los Estados Unidos. También lo va a pasar a él lo que pasó al Chapo. Va a tomar su vida en la prisión aquí.
In December 2022, The Guardian announced the arrest of Mencho's brother Antonio. Antonio Oseguera Cervantes, brother of the Jalisco New Generation cartel boss known as El Mencho, was arrested on Tuesday in the state of Jalisco by the Mexican Army, working with the National Guard, the Attorney General's office, and the National Intelligence Agency. According to the military, Oseguera was involved in money laundering, purchasing large quantities of weapons, and coordinating violent attacks against rival groups, as well as international drug trafficking. The arrest represents a forceful blow to one of the criminal organizations in the country, since he is considered within its structure as one of the alleged main logistical and financial operators and generators of violence, the Mexican military said in a statement. In April 2024, another headline announced the imminent demise of Mencho. His other brother, Abraham, was arrested in Michoacan. Over the past 5 years, Lopez Obrador has sought a less confrontational approach to Mexico's raging gangland violence, arguing that the priority should be placed on root causes of crime, like poverty and joblessness, versus direct attacks on the cartels. Abraham Oseguera, also known as Don Rodo, was detained on Sunday by Army soldiers working with National Guard police in Outland de Navarro, Jalisco, according to a statement from the Defense Ministry released later on Monday. The statement added that the detainee, found with a couple of firearms plus ammunition cartridges, is considered one of the cartel's main logistics and financial leaders, coordinating both drug trafficking and sales in the area where he was arrested. He was later transferred by the country's Air Force to Mexico City. Indeed, Abraham, aka Don Rodo, was one of the CJNG's most trusted commanders, so his arrest comes as a huge blow to Mencho's organization. His family is dropping like flies. 4 of his immediate relatives getting arrested in a span of 4 years is a lot. These might be his most trusted soldiers. Kingpins are notoriously paranoid. They have made tons of enemies to get to the top of the cartel world, so a lot of people want them gone. Also, cartels are a dog-eat-dog world, and just as he betrayed many to rise to power, many will want to betray him. That's why kingpins tend to not trust anyone outside their family, so it's safe to say Mencho is slowly losing his right-hand people, and he can't get new ones that easily. Then, there is one final rumor, one which might announce the final fall of the notorious CJNG. In late 2020, it was reported that Mencho suffers from kidney disease and had built his very own hospital in a village called El Altihuatl to help treat it. By December 2023, reports came that he had in fact suffered kidney failure. This means that he is confined to his home hospital and relies on others to rule over his cartel. In February 2022, even darker unconfirmed rumors popped up in Colima. Jose Bernabe Brizuela Meraz, alias La Vaca, and his cartel in Colima left several Narcomantas messages. Banners all around the city spoke of El Mencho being dead. La Vaca used to be a serious Mencho loyalist, but believing he was dead, he deserted the cartel. And when drug lords begin to quit work, it means they no longer trust the big cartels.
So with all the rumors around El Mencho being dead or very ill or out of the cartel, that started, I guess they started like around 2020 when we started reading about El Mencho being out of the cartel Jalisco. I reached out to 2 middle range commanders inside the Jalisco Nueva Generación. One of them believed that he was just literally just out of the cartel. He's well, he's alive, he's just like stepped up or stepped out of the cartel. And the other guy believes that El Mencho is actually pretty ill or might even be dead.
The $10 million reward for Mencho's arrest still stands. This means that, despite their research, the DEA did not confirm any of these rumors. It's likely Mencho is alive, hiding in his usual mountain hideouts, and struggling to rule his cartel amidst health issues. However, it's easy to see how he doesn't hold the power he did 7 years ago. While the CJNG is still considered one of Mexico's most brutal cartels, its top commanders are getting arrested one by one, and without his family by his side, a sick Mencho could only hold down the fort for so long. It might not be long until he himself is arrested or unalived by a rival cartel member. But would an end to the CJNG mean an end to violence in Mexico? Hey, thanks for tuning in. What are your thoughts on El Mencho's situation? Do you think a criminal organization as big as the CJNG can crumble? Let me know in a comment down below. And before you go, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and hit that bell button.
I'm muted. Mencho, shout out Real Spill. Shout out Stacks Max. Shout out Carl. You understand me? Shout out to the chat, man. Yeah, what? We haven't belt the ass today. Don't you worry. We have belt the ass today. Yeah, man. That shit wild, man. The cartel is not playing, man. Cartel is not playing. Them niggas snitching on other cartels. Them niggas murder. Them niggas smoking shit. That nigga brother got jammed up. That nigga son got jammed up. That nigga daughter got jammed up. He got a $10 million on his head. The El Chapito, the Los Chapitos, El Chapo son, they call them the Los Chapitos. Them niggas there, man, them niggas on his ass. Because he kidnapped them. Yeah, he kidnapped the El Chapo son. Let him know, hey, look here, nigga, you in the wrong area. Don't even come eat and fraternize with our bitches over here. Don't even come fraternize with our bitches over here, nigga. None of that. You know what I'm saying? None of that. Don't come fraternize, nigga. We catch you in our town, nigga. Nigga, I'm talking about holding niggas hostage. And guess what, nigga? They'll stick the DA on your ass, too. You can't play no games with these niggas here, man. Cut off your head. They cutting off niggas' heads. They cutting off niggas' heads. It is a bunch of snitching going on over there. It's a lot of killing going on over there. It's a lot of money over there, too. Them, man, it's too much. See, this is too much for my mind to even fathom. You know what I mean? Nigga like me couldn't even go in no situation like that. You know what I mean? Too much money, too many rules, and anything is death. I know. Any mistake leads to death. Nah, fuck that. So niggas got so yeah, Mexico a different world. Totally different world. In his eyes, that probably wasn't even no snitching. He probably ain't in his eyes over there. I don't even know what snitching is over there in Mexico. Do they even care? Do they even give a fuck about snitching down there in Mexico? You know what I'm saying? Shit crazy. Hi, Rod. What it do, Rod? Shit crazy, bro. Them niggas don't give a goddamn down in Mexico. Them niggas is really out there busting niggas down, bro. Snitching on niggas, ransom, snatch up your kids, nigga. Yeah. Them niggas walked in a restaurant, nigga, with the guns. Nigga, everybody just got the fuck down. Like it was a normal routine. Everybody got the fuck down like it's a normal routine. They ain't even give a fuck. They just get down. Oh, the cartel, let it go. You know what I'm saying? It just, oh shit. Let it, you know, get the fuck down. Y'all get the fuck down. Y'all know who the fuck here. Like they walk up in their motherfucker like they do this all the time. Big old guns out. They walk in that bitch like they do that all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like for real. Like, come on, fam. Like, come on, let's not do that, man. I'm glad. I'm proud to be an American. Looking ass, right? You know what I mean? For real, that's what I look like. Proud to be an American, nigga. Because nigga ain't no telling what a nigga be doing on that type of shit. You understand me? For real, ain't no type of shit, man. Come on, man. That ain't no way to live, man. Hell no. USA for real, nigga. What? Nigga, no, nigga, ain't no way I survive in no shit like that. Ain't no way. It's over with for me. Adios, amigo. Hasta luego. Adios, vamonos, nigga. That's what they'll do to my motherfucking ass, nigga. For real. Ain't nobody to help. It's not like you can go to the authorities. Who you gonna run to? Who you going to? Who gonna help you? You know what I'm saying? Who gonna help you? Who gonna tell you? Who gonna tell you something? Nigga, they gonna see the cartel with them big ass artillery rifles, nigga, and nigga, it's over with for your motherfucking ass, nigga. It's over with, nigga. It's over with, fam. You all right? You all right, fam? You know, we ain't tripping about it. We ain't tripping about it. You be all right. You know what I mean? You'll be all right. Don't even worry about it, bro.
Shopify Point of Sale makes it easy to start and grow your retail business.
Why would you playing? I just paused you, bro. You shouldn't be playing, bro. All right. See here. Wait for solo. We got about 10. We got about 10. We got a few more minutes.
Yeah. BTL.
They said that we was bad. So much that I was wrong.
Couldn't stand the rain, but nigga had to take a risk. Big bag when I hit the road on my son and shit. Told the team we gon' make it, nigga, like I'm Jada Kiss. I'd rather see my mama in the mansion, fuck a rolly wrist. Taking care of the family, nigga, to me right there, that's gangster shit. It's hard to leave this shit alone when you know you really made for this. Vince calling me the GOAT, nigga. On some Tom Brady shit, I'm trying to put my hands on as long as that paper print. Dr. Miami ass niggas, you boys really fake shit. Can't boss us up in that booth, you know I'm about to make a hit.
You know I keep that eye on me, nigga, Tony Stark. You know your money funny, little buddy Kevin Hart. I can't waste some time with your bitch, play your part. Bitch, come blow my mind, rock the Mike Dolly part. Who say we ain't getting money, I beg your pardon. I've been getting money since Obama wasn't off. Heard he was gonna slap me, so I had to double cross. You ain't had no face, then me nigga when you lost. Ballin' in Miami look like I'm playing for the dog. Intercept the pack, I picked them all, Brian Dog. In the streets, not in the streets, watch how you be taught. New drip, off-white nigga, Kelly Carter.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Do you remember the rain? Huh? Do you remember the rain? Yeah. Let's see here.
How irresistible are cheesy crackers?
Want it, need it, cheese it.
All like them and
Maserati, Yolo Hey, bitch, get out your feelings. Let's go. get out your feelings.
Bitch, get out your feelings, ho.
Mad a nigga have emotion. This little bitch, she freaky, she look like she Ruby Rose. Can't believe
What?
you told, nigga seem like he should cold. I don't do no hating shit, I play it how it goes. Before I had a microwave, I cooked it on the stove. Turned into a savage, got me right back in that mode. You know I get the pounds in by the truckload. Got your hoe up on the knees, respect me like the Pope. Niggas out here hustling backwards, happy being broke. Things ain't like my work, I had to send it up the road. What you niggas was when we was posted by the stove. Bitch, I come from Section 8, I had to sell dope. Let me set the record straight, the hood is all I know. I don't want no dealing with them niggas acting like hoes. Bitch, I had my stripe before Adidas shell toes. Last of a dime breed, where the real go. Gambling with my life, I'm hoping for 7 out the door. I had to get it right, them niggas was happy when I was broke. Bitch, get out your feelings, mad a nigga have emotion. This little bitch, she freaky, she look like she Ruby Rose. Can't believe you told, nigga seem like he should cold. I don't do no hating shit, I play it how it goes.
Yo, tell me get out their feelings. All right, man, we ready for our little, you know what I'm saying? Close them up, hold them up. You know what I'm saying? The Professor Solo, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna skip that tonight, man.
All right, we skipping that tonight.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that tonight to get y'all straight to motherfucking belt the ass, man.
We'll get y'all straight to bed to ass, man. All right, man. That's what we doing. He said we're gonna close it in tonight. Man, y'all be ready. We finna go live right after this, man. We'll see y'all in a minute, man.